Wednesday. I am super excited to be here. Another day, and it's beautiful here in Spokane, Washington. The sun is out, the birds are chirping. I actually had to close the door so the birds wouldn't be too loud. It's so funny. I love it. I absolutely love it. This winter was amazing, incredible. Can they all be just like this last winter? It was awesome. Anyways, to the topic today, diets don't work. They really don't. And why? What drives us to overeat is our thoughts and our feelings, hands down, 100%. It all starts with what's going on in your minds. It's your thoughts, it's your feelings. Your feelings then create the actions or non actions or choices that you make. So, things like I need it, I must have it, food makes me feel better. I just read a comment, somebody bashed on me on a social media platform, but they're like, I have all my joy and happiness in food. And I just feel really bad for people that really feel that way. There's so much more to life than food. Friends, family, making memories, love, so much more to life than food. So feel sorry for him or her, whoever, it doesn't matter. Um, Diets don't stop your feelings and thoughts, right? It usually addresses just what you eat and your movement, maybe hydration, but it usually doesn't address your thoughts. There are some companies out there that do touch on it, but really that's what the start needs to be is work through your thoughts and your feelings. And oftentimes that programming is really deep and has associations with your childhood, super deep. So my preach today is stop dieting. 98% of diets fail. So stop spending your money on these diet plans, these gimmicks, the wraps. I don't really see wraps so much anymore. I remember when those flooded the social media platforms, but wraps, the potions, the surgeries, procedures, pills, powders, potions. I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot. I've seen people that do the drastic weight loss programs, and they come to me and they're like, I'm so weak, I'm so tired, and I just can't even move. And it's because they've lost weight drastically and lost a lot of muscle mass, which then really lowers their metabolism or what they can eat in a day because their muscle mass is low. But anyways, every diet forces you to change, hands down, all of them. So change your entire eating habits until you lose some weight. But remember, you could be losing water weight, you could be losing muscle, you could be losing actually bone. Certainly, there's some fat loss in there too, but water is a big one that usually a lot of people lose right away, a lot of water weight because they've been eating a diet high in sodium and carbs, and so all of a sudden the scale goes down, and that's exciting, but unfortunately then that beats them up later because they're like, why is the scale not moving? So it's a psychological punch right in the throat. I don't weigh myself. I really don't. I started my journey wanting to be 118 pounds because that's what my weight was in high school. But I am probably I weigh myself at the beginning of a prep for a bodybuilding show. And I'll usually weigh myself a couple times in between. And I never weigh myself show day or anywhere in between that or really close to that because it's so skewed. Because there's a lot of manipulation with food and water and different things that can really manipulate that scale where it just really is a throat punch. So weighing yourself is not good or healthy, in my opinion. I do have clients that weigh themselves every day, and you know who you are. And they seem to be really work well with it, and that's fine. But anyways, with diets, you'll reach your goal, and then what? The rest is up to you. Well, most everyone, and I'm not generalizing, I'm not categorizing everybody, but a lot of people go back to their old ways of being, right? Their old habits, their old style of eating, succumb to their environment. That's your friends, your family, the pressures of our culture, marketing, marketing giants. The grocery stores are awful. They are really, really awful. And if you are that person that can't go to the store without leaving with all those bright, colorful things in your cart, maybe you should order your groceries online. I know it's taunting for me too. It was the other day I went to the store and I wanted to just go straight to the front. I was done and I was like, I don't want to go all the way around though, probably more exercise, right? But I wanted to cut through the middle and I was like going through the chip aisle, like, just go, don't look, close your eyes. But there's nobody in that aisle, amazingly. And so I just scooted right through it, just like, don't look, close your eyes. But what I do teach my clients is a whole new mindset. I work really hard to change their way of thinking, change their environment, really encourage them. I still get those clients that get stuck and like, oh, but I can't get rid of all the ice cream and fruit pops and this and that because their family members live and thrive off of it. I also have had clients that are just pumping their kids with sugar and they're like, that's what they want. They won't eat anything else. Well, because that's what's familiar. That's what they've always had. And then they complain about them not sleeping and being restless and rowdy. And it's like, do you not see what's going on? But it's really important to clean up your environment. And I get it. If you have other people in your family, you have to slowly do it. It took me a year to clean up my household, to change and modify my environment to be conducive for me. But changing your quality of life takes time. I get it. But I also help with your quality of life, improving that, revving up your happiness. Who doesn't want to be happier, right? Everybody. But what is your relationship with food? I just posted that in one of, actually a couple of platforms. It is interesting what people come up with. They say that they love food, and I do too. I'm a huge foodie. I love food tours. When I travel, which I haven't done in seems like forever, but well, it's been a year and a half ago. I went to Idaho and went to a food tour there. It was a brand new food tour. I wanted to support him, local business. And I actually, that is one of my goals for Spokane is to actually host a healthy food tour once a week. Of course, we got to be fully out of this COVID mess, but that is one of my goals. I just want to meet people and share the love of food and show them that you can eat healthy and enjoy it. So here's my answer for my relationship with food. Food is fuel for my body 90% of the time. The other 10% is enjoyment, hands down. I'm not going to say that I don't have sugar, I don't have alcohol, I don't have mixed drinks or wine or anything ever. But I enjoy my body. I really embrace it. And that 10% when I do go off the rails, I regret it. It feels terrible. I feel awful. It might feel great in the moment, but I usually end up feeling really terrible. So I am becoming more and more picky with what that 10% is. And sometimes it may actually be just a twist of health, healthy foods, but maybe with something bad on top of it. And yes, I did say bad. Um, so, because I think saying it's bad is fun because I like to be rebellious and it's fun. It's fun to be rebellious. So I will label things good or bad. I think it's healthy. I think it's fine. But here's what Google said. I Googled it. What a healthy relationship is with food. It's having a healthy relationship with food means stopping looking at food as a reward for exercise. It means making conscious efforts to put healthy and nutritious food in your body and start noticing all the things that you can eat instead of the things that you shouldn't. And I thought that was a really good explanation. So I thought I would share that with you guys. But I do agree. I eat high quality food. My refrigerator is filled with high quality food. Lots of veggies every day and berries and lean proteins. I think is really important. And learning to know and discover what your body digests well, because we're all different. And that kind of changes too. It's not always, set in stone. Having a food allergy test is hands down 1000% necessary for everyone. You need to know how your body responds to food because those foods that your body does not digest well, it's not assimilating. So if you're not assimilating it, you're not getting the nutritional value and you feel like crap. And you probably have inflammation, joint pain, feel horrible, foggy brain, awful stuff, hands down. So before I started my journey, I had a lot of fears. But now, just to kind of give you a little insight, I eat loads more food than I did before I started my journey. Way more food. And that's, I think, a big fear is people think, oh my gosh, when I change my lifestyle, I'm not going to be able to eat much, but I eat a lot. My food bill, I wouldn't say, like, I can easily eat for $20 a day. all day long, really well, really healthy, and probably the best food for my body. But I eat loads of food, but it feels good and it's amazing. And but prior to my journey, I thought that I was going to have to starve myself, and I did. In fact, I starved myself and binged every night. That was like my ritual. But I look back and I realized all those fears were suffering. I thought I was going to suffer. I thought it was going to be painful. I thought it was going to be agony. I thought I was going to have to work my butt off in the gym. I thought I wasn't going to be able to eat anything I want. I thought that, when I crave something, I couldn't have it. All of these are myths, really. Here's the reality: is because you have a shift in what you see is good. Um, you know, I used to make a lot of foods that were like spaghetti and lasagna and casseroles and all these things that are really high calorie. And I thought that I was going to miss those things. I don't. I don't. Like, I think in this last year, I made shepherd's pie once, and I was like, oh, this is, something I used to love when I was a kid. And I made it, and it was just so heavy. I was like, how did I make this and eat this all the time? So you just change, your tastes change. What you see as good and yummy is totally changed. But again, I'm a foodie, huge foodie. My whole family is. We love foods. We love food tours. But I've learned how to cook high quality food or make high quality food and have it available and make it adventurous and fun. And I love a challenge, and it is a challenge, and it's exciting. But the biggest key is being open and curious, being willing to try new things. You picky eaters out there need to drop your barriers and be more open and curious. But I used to be at war internally, like mentally, with my body, and I used to feel really frustrated. I got conflicting messages because I also, used to want to find a way to hack the system. What's a shortcut? What's the way to lose weight really quickly? And the messages I got were so confusing. One thing and then another thing. But now, because I mean, when I started my journey, we had internet. It wasn't like Stone Ages, but now it's worse with social media. It's 1,000 times worse. We're getting so much conflicting information constantly fed into our brains, our minds. We're seeing things. Yes, this, no, that. Yes, this. It's horrible. And so I get get on a lot of calls with people, and they're so ambivalent. Like they're like, I don't know. Like it says do this, it says not do that. I'm like, where are you getting your information? So there's so much wrong information, like TikTok, for instance. Because if you like something about nutrition on TikTok, then you get flooded with all kinds of nutritional advice, and it's horribly bad, horribly. And then you get TikTokers that uh, stitch each other and like knock each other down, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Don't do that. It makes you look really bad, in my opinion. But it's everywhere, right? Marketing, solicitations, Girl Scouts, movie theaters are now making, foods 3,000 calories and sit and watch your movie, for 2 hours. So you're sitting and eating 3,000 calories. We've got Uber Eats. So you can stay at home. You don't even have to wear pants and eat 3,000 calories. HelloFresh, I used to love HelloFresh, and I'm pretty much fading that out because their options are getting richer and richer, and they're just high calorie. And I'm sure it's demand. It has nothing to do with me. It's nothing personal against me, but and I message them every week like there's nothing here that I can choose because it's just way too rich. So now, weighing your food is something that I don't teach. I don't teach my clients to split hairs. I do at times have to weigh my food, and that's because I am splitting hairs, trying to get on stage to look my best. But because I am human, and sometimes when I look at 4 ounces of protein, I like exaggerate in my mind. I'm like, that looks good, good enough. When it's like 8 ounces, so I do have to be more realistic, but not with my clients. We're not splitting hairs. I try not to make it complicated. I make it really easy. I, just really encourage having high quality food in your environment. And, reality is then when you have it available and it's easy, then everything becomes easy after that. But you too should have the freedom and flexibility that I have, and prevent diabetes, right? Prevent diabetes, prevent high blood pressure, prevent high cholesterol. or any other health issues that, maybe run in your family. I have all kinds of genetic markers to have all kinds of issues. And because of my healthy eating and my healthy lifestyle, I avoid those from surfacing. You can keep them dominant, not dominant. What's the word I'm looking for? I just spaced my word. But you can keep them at bay. You can keep them from surfacing by just having a healthy lifestyle. But here's something I posted, I think yesterday. You have two choices: have a healthy body by living a life with slight food restrictions, right? Slight food restrictions, but also having a life without restriction. Okay, so that's choice one. Choice two is to have an unrestricted diet. Eat whatever you want, whatever you crave, just eat it. But pay the price of living a life that is restricted because of your weight, right? So if you're heavier right now, what in your life are you restricted from doing because of that? What's holding you back? What are you not doing because of your weight? But after working with many clients, I have found that overeating for most of my clients are emotional. It's not anything about dieting. A lot of people message me like, hey, give me a workout plan, give me a food plan. It's not that. It's so much more than that. There's work to be done, right? We've got to change that deep subconscious belief about food, our self-worth, our self-esteem, uh, fitting in, being connected with others, and overcoming those huge roadblocks that being healthy isn't available to you. Okay, so those are I really put a lot of juicy content right in that last paragraph, because that's really what it boils down to for everybody. It's not being enough, is the biggest one I deal with, and pretty much it is with everyone that I work with in some magnitude or not. It's either 100%, like that's all of the issue, or 2%, like it's everybody's got that issue. I have that issue, and daily I have to work on that being enough feeling. And that just stems from my childhood, being abandoned and not having a horrible childhood, honestly. But it's reminding myself that I am loved, I am wanted, I have an amazing life, and I'm really lucky. Basically, writing that down and saying that every day. I would say before I started my journey, I wouldn't be able to say those words without choking. Another one, not belonging or being different. We all want to belong. We all want to feel different. We all want to be a part of whatever, right? But the reality is I think being different is beautiful. I think it's amazing and it's incredible. And I think social media has created this problem, and same with magazines and so forth like that. So it even goes before internet. But wanting to all look the same and look beautiful and amazing and have this certain look, it's not necessary. We all should just own our uniqueness and our difference. But if you look back or watch young children, they're all trying to figure out what they have in common, and they're trying to find that one that has something different so they can isolate that kid and bully them and push them away. And that's just, it's in our wiring. It's deep, deep inside of us to find the runt or the albino or the one that's sick or one that's injured, and we push them out of the tribe. And it's a safety. It's so weird how we are animals, but we're humans, and we should own and love our differences. But not being available is another really big one I deal with a lot, is saying, oh, I'm big boned, it's in my genetics, I'm just overweight, it's always going to be this way. No. Okay, I've been to the huge exhibit in Vegas of humans, and there was no big boned human. No, there's no such thing. So, or saying, the genetics or medication is definitely those things are going to make it harder. Absolutely. But you can have it. And again, putting up those excuses, as I'm going to call them, or saying it's not available to you is going to prevent you from moving forward or prevent you from even starting. But these are all deeply rooted, and with support, accountability, coaching, therapy, whatever, having a team or a tribe of people helping you and supporting you, you can get whatever you want. You can achieve whatever you want. Mental changes does require a lot of work daily. I have to work on it daily. but it doesn't cost anything, right? I do it every single day. It's just knowing what to do when and how to do it. And you don't have to buy an expensive gym membership. I don't have one. You don't have to have spandex or look a certain way or fit in or a membership to anything. So, but anyways, let me know if any of this resonates with you, if you felt like it was valuable. I'd love to hear your comments. But dieting, please stop doing it. It's not necessary. It's not needed. Mental health, mental shifts, working on your mental game is a must. That will completely change your life, your results. And honestly, what ends up happening is when you change your mental game, all the rest of the stuff just falls into place naturally. But you do need help. You need support. We can't do it alone. I didn't do it alone. I've had coaches, 5 of them, and a couple of personal trainers, I think 3 total. Plus, I am a personal trainer myself because I thought, why not get educated, learn how to do it yourself, and no regrets. I love it. So, if you haven't met me, if we haven't connected, let's do that. Let me know how I can help you. And as always, I'm here for you. See you next week. Bye.